everyone! Today I want to share with you a review of this cute little set. I picked it up on Amazon. It was calling my name and you'll soon understand why. Or probably you have already because I'll probably put it in the video title. But I really wanted to try this brand, the Van Gogh brand. I am not familiar with it. I haven't tried it yet. It is quite affordable here where I am in Austria. My bigger art store outside of town here next to me has a nice little stand of this with the sets and the half pans and the tubes. The half pans are like €1.50 and the tubes that look kind of big. I will check all the details. I will leave you all the information either on screen or below so you can check everything out yourself. But the tubes were also like €2.50, which is a very, very good price for a tube of good watercolor paint. So actually the company that makes this has another watercolor line, which is the Rembrandt one, which I haven't tried. And that looks like a more traditional paint with a very large color range. But their Van Gogh one, I can't really figure out if it's what they consider more their student line. I think it is. And they also have these really cute sets, which I think are very friendly for people who are just starting out with watercolors or want to try different things with like different color palettes, because they do have a very cute selection of palettes. Now, they have this one is the pink one. Okay, I'll give it away. It's the pink one. They have kind of a regular traditional one. They have a brights one, muted colors, natural colors. So really nice mixture. There are repeats. So for example, this palette has, I think, 2 of the colors that are in the bright palette, 1 or 2 of them. So you will get overlapped if you want to collect all of them. But I think they have a good price point. I think the palette is very cute. It feels very nice. It's like plastic, but it has a nice design with kind of rounded edges, very simple and sleek, and it feels well made. And I think the price point is good. The one disadvantage that I find with, I think, all of the plastic palettes that I've tried is that they tend to be brand specific as opposed to the more generic usual tins that will fit any half pans or full pans from any brand. So you do get more versatility, but this feels very nice. It's lighter. It does have some mixing space in it. We'll take a closer look, but I do like them. I like how they feel. I do think they are kind of inviting and just nice. They have a nice feel to them. With the way that the sets are set up, it kind of reminds me of the Prima concept, you know, that they have kind of their more basic sets and then they come out with different color schemes. So these remind me that in that way, which, you know, you can get kind of a basic palette. You can also buy these empty and fill it out with whatever pans you want. Again, you will want to be brand specific because I've tried to fit in some other brands and they fit in, but it doesn't look as nice. They don't click completely in like these do. So you could make up your own palette, or you could get one of their basic palettes, like their regular one or the brights one, and then maybe later pick up another palette that interests you, like maybe the muted colors, and just play around with that. So for those purposes, I really think that these kinds of products are good options, because not everyone wants to shop a range of like 100 colors and try to figure out which colors would work for them. Sometimes it's just easier to pick up, you know, a curated set. Someone already did the job for you. You kind of know what you're getting because it is very clearly labeled, you know, muted colors or the brights or something like that. So you can just explore new paints, and they cost, I think on Amazon, these cost €17, which I think it's good value. You don't have a lot of comparable products with this quality in that price range. So I definitely think it's worth looking into. And let's take a closer look at this particular set. Here's a closer look. It comes in this carton or cardboard sleeve. This set is called the Pinks and Violets. And if you also have the Vibrant Colors set, there are two duplicates, which are the colors Rose and the color Quinacridone Purple Blue. So both are beautiful, but yeah, you will get those two repeats. And the packaging doesn't give you a ton of information. It just shows you the set and the colors, but without the names of the colors, just the numbers. So let's take a look inside. That does make me happy because I adore pink and violet watercolors. So this is the box. It's the same box for all of their pocket sets. Pocket box is what they call these. And there's a tiny brush, which is not bad. It's not my favorite. It's just a small round synthetic brush, and it's a travel type of thing, so it kind of screws in and then you can open it and use it, and it has that edge that you can pop out the pans and the mixing area easily. On the wrappers of these, you get the pigment, the light fastness, all that information is on those little wrappers. And the pans pop nicely in this. They do kind of move around a little bit when the box is closed, but I haven't had them actually fall out. And pretty much with any palette, I would kind of open it carefully. So here's an example of how it looks up close. And soon we can get to swatching these. Now, obviously, this is a very, very, very limited set. It just has some pinks and some purples. And what was also very attractive, like what attracted me to get it, is that it has two of their newer colors, which are called the dusk colors. They have 4: dusk yellow, dusk pink, dusk purple, and dusk green. And basically it's a mixture of said colors with a granulating black. So you get this kind of nice effect that, you know, reminds me of some of the Daniel Smith colors. They're just like fun to work with. I wouldn't say they're as beautiful as some of my other favorite similar formulations. Like when I think about these, I think about, you know, Ultramarine Rose, Rose of Ultramarine from Daniel Smith, or Moonglow, but those have blue granulation, which I have to say I much prefer to the black one. But still, these are really fun, and I think they're kind of just an interesting formulation to play with and see if you enjoy that, and then maybe pick up some more expensive options. And I really think these type of sets are a great way to, I mean, first of all, you're getting really good quality paint for a very affordable price. But also it's kind of like a gateway type of product, meaning you can test it out. And if you really, really enjoy using, let's say, these granulating mixtures or very intense pinks or purples or violets, then you can pick up a tube of either this brand or another and, you know, really spend your money on something that you know you enjoy using. So let's start with swatching these. And the first color we have is Madder Lake Light, which is a really nice kind of more of a reddish light pink. It's really beautiful, and it is a color I would consider adding to a palette. It kind of reminds me of Quinacridone Coral in, you know, the space that I would put it in my palette, but it's not as kind of luminous as that. Next one is Madder Lake Deep, very pretty. Next one, we're starting to get to my favorites. That's Carmine, and I do like their Carmine version. It's really pretty. It's not as light fast as some of the other colors. It just gets there 2 stars and not 3. 3 is the most light fast. But for art journaling, that sort of thing, or something that you scan and turn to digital work, you don't really need a good light fastness rating. So moving on, we have quinacridone rose, and then rose, which I prefer the quinacridone rose for mixtures because it is more transparent. The rose is a pretty color as it is, but it has a little bit of opacity to it. And if I had to choose one for a palette, I would go with the quinacridone rose. And I usually have a color that looks like that in any palette. The next 2 are, what are you? The top one is permanent red violet, and then the bottom one is permanent blue violet, and they are both kind of intense. The top one, it loses a little bit of its vibrancy when it dries. So for me personally, if I had to kind of really narrow it down, I would go with quinacridone rose and the Carmine as kind of my favorites till now. And then rose is beautiful, but kind of on its own. Okay, next 2 are quinacridone purple red, and then below it, quinacridone purple blue. And the one on top, the purple red, is just a beautiful color. Now here's where the set I think gets kind of fun and interesting. Now we see the lavender. This is a newer color if you're familiar with Daniel Smith. It's one of their newer colors to their range that they came out in 2017, I think it was. And this is a really beautiful version. This was actually sold out as a half pan in my local art store. And I really see myself, if I ever run out of my tube of Daniel Smith lavender, picking up this one. It's much, much cheaper, and it's a beautiful version. It has beautiful granulation. And then the last 2 are those specialty colors, dusk pink and dusk purple. And I think you can see the granulation. They are both just mixtures of dusk pink is PV19 and black, and dusk violet is PV23 and black. And these are beautiful for like shadows, really interesting colors. I'm really happy with this set. As I've said, it's obviously not a standalone set, but if you have kind of a basic set that you enjoy and you really love pinks and violets and you want to expand a little bit or test out new shades, this would be a really fun palette to pick up. I think the way that they set it up for what it is very well made. The colors are different from each other. Every color is different. And especially for someone like me, where these are like some of my favorite colors. So I do see the differences, the small differences. I might not have such strong feelings when it comes to, oranges or even reds or something. But with pinks and violets, I definitely have very kind of specific wishes or preferences. So I can absolutely appreciate this set, and I really think it's a good step before spending a large amount on a tube, picking up a half pan or even a tube of this. Probably I would start with a half pan. They cost €1.50 here in Austria, and the tubes are €2.50. That price is very hard to beat. And where this line of paints falls short is those more expensive pigments, the cobalts, those like all the natural minerals that Daniel Smith does. But with these colors that they do offer, this is such a great opportunity for someone like me, where I paint sometimes a lot, and a lot of it is just like sketching and just having fun in my art journals. I don't need every palette of mine to be completely made of, you know, Daniel Smith paints or something like that. So with certain pigments where there is a possibility to get something great for a very affordable price, I can definitely see myself picking up a tube of quinacridone rose or ultramarine blue or lavender from this brand and, you know, spend my money on the more unique pigments in the expensive manufacturers like, you know, Daniel Smith, like picking up one of their more special granulating natural minerals colors. So I'm really happy with discovering this. I'm also happy that for me personally, I can find it in art stores. So if you are watching and you are in Europe, then check it out. See if you can find it also locally. Sometimes I buy, you know, 95 of my art supplies I buy online. But sometimes it's really nice to go to a store and see what's out there and, you know, touch the product and see for yourselves. I also picked up a little catalog for the range. So, yeah, it's just nice to have also access in, you know, real stores. And I do try to support also my local stores because I don't want to always have to buy everything online. And I hope that, you know, certain businesses still stay in business. So I try to kind of divide. If I can buy something locally, I would do that and not just buy everything online. Of course, I also try to get the best deal. And I was glad to see that these sets cost in store the same as they cost on Amazon. So that was a good discovery for me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments what you think, and also let me know if you can get this brand locally. I would be really interested to know how readily available it is. It is hard to find online. Like, I didn't see these at Jackson's, where I buy most of my art supplies. So I will check again, and I will link you to anything that I can. I hope you'll check out also my review of their Vibrant Color set, which is, of course, a lot more versatile than this one. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and like this video and comment. All these things are completely free and really, really help me out. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you soon in another video. Have a great day. Bye bye.